Hey guys, it's Aaron from Aaron's Outdoor, and today I am exploring a new section of a creek. I've actually fished this creek a bunch before, just never this section of the creek. And except for one time actually, a long time ago, I think it was like 5-6 years ago, I came here for like 15 minutes with my dad and I caught one tiny little catfish, which is kind of random for a creek, but I bet there's much fish in here. And unfortunately today it's actually supposed to rain. It already did rain like pretty hard for about 15 minutes, but then it stopped and the sun came back out, which it's out right now, so hopefully we won't get too much rain and we'll actually be able to do some fishing. But anyway, I just have my 6-foot light action rod today with me, and I've got a rooster tail rigged up on it, which should be able to catch a variety of fish, so let's get fishing. Alright, well here's the creek. It's really steep right here, so I'm probably not going to try to get down right there. Oh wow, so this is a nice deep hole right here. This bridge I'm on right now is actually where I caught the catfish. I caught it like right over there somewhere a long time ago. But I think I might be able to walk down here. Oh, there's a ton of fish right there. Oh my gosh. There's like 10 little sunfish. They're all right below me here. Okay, I might need to put the trout magnet on. All right, I have a ton of sunfish right under me here. And I think if I switch to a trout magnet, they'll hit it. Got him, little bass. This bass finally came out of nowhere and hit it. There's a bunch of sunfish hitting this trout magnet, and they were all too small to get in their mouths. And then I saw this bass. I have my polarized sunglasses on, and I saw this bass just come out of nowhere and nail the trout magnet. There we go. I love catching these little bass out of creeks. This is a fairly small one. There's got to be some bigger than this guy in here, but I'll take that. It's a nice first fish. All right, well the skunk is out of the boat, and luckily it's not really raining yet, but it looks like it's kind of wanting to start raining. So hopefully we'll catch some more fish before that. Got one, there we go. All right, little green sunfish. So as you can tell, I'm not at the creek anymore. I'm at this little spillway that I've caught a bunch of fish out in the past, but actually the past few times I've been here hasn't been very good. But the main reason I left that creek was I only brought those waders with built-in boots. I didn't have any other shoes, and I had jeans under them, and it was getting super hot, so I'm just barefoot on this bridge right now. I'm definitely not gonna go down in that creek because I've seen a ton of snakes down there, but I'm definitely fine on this bridge, and I also don't want to get poison ivy. Oh, well, that happens sometimes. He fell through the crack in the bridge. There we go. This little bluegill got it pretty good. Second fish at the spillway. Man, I'm still sweating like crazy. It's super hot out here. I wish I had shorts. All right, well, I bet there's a bunch of little bluegill down here. I've caught a ton of different fish in the past out of this little tiny spillway, so you never really know what you're gonna catch. All right, there we go. Third fish of the day. Oh, I'm sorry, fish. That must be a lot of what's biting it. Sorry, little dude. I didn't even know he was on there. I flung him so far. But he was still flopping around, so he might actually be okay. I'm gonna hurry up and release him though. He actually did swim off. There's one. Another little bluegill. All right, there's our fourth catch at the spillway, I believe. I had that one tiny one a second ago that I kind of flung up, but it's a nice little bluegill. Anyway, let me let this little guy go. He might just flop off the hook. Yeah, there we go. That's the biggest one yet, I think. You got one. Oh, that was kind of one of the first times I cast it over there. Got him. Ooh, this is a better one. This is a lot better one. Well, not a lot better, but he's a good bit bigger. Definitely bigger than the last one we caught. Anyway, that's why I love this little trout magnet. It just catches a ton of different fish. I mean, well, that's another bluegill, but even though it's called trout magnet, it's very, very, very effective for panfish. But as you saw earlier, I also caught a little bass on it, so it just catches a variety of fish. Ooh, there's a little guy. Oh, the line's wrapped around my rod. There we go. Man, this must be what's down there. There are a lot of what's down there. Some baby green sunfish. This guy is tiny. So yeah, I mean, these green sunfish, even though they're really small, they have a little bit bigger mouths than bluegill. So you can catch a little bit smaller sized green sunfish, but there we go. There we go. It's another bluegill. It's another small little bluegill. I've caught some bass out here before, but I think every time it rains a lot, like some fish come from the lake and then some fish get like washed down in the creek. So it always kind of varies, you know, of the type of fish that are in here. And I also think some people fish here and take the fish out here and eat them. Probably not the ones I've been catching though, because sometimes there's bigger fish in here. There we go. That's a better bluegill. I think that's got to be the biggest one of the day, even though he's not very big. All right, yet another bluegill. Ooh, got him. Got him. My line keeps wrapping around the tip of my rod. But ooh, this is a little green sunfish. This one's long and skinny. He's very colorful though. He looks really cool. Alright, well my GoPro just overheated, so it turned off, but that is probably the coolest looking fish we've caught today. A bunch of nice little blue dots on him there. So anyway, I'm just gonna release him. There he goes.
Right here, I usually catch like bass like that size.
Oh, really?
Do you have like one of those white hairy jigs?
Well, that green sunfish was the last fish that I caught that day. I probably would have stayed there longer, but I was just catching bluegill and green sunfish, so it kind of got boring after a while. I definitely would have stayed longer if I was catching more of a variety of fish, like if there was some bass mixed in. And actually that little kid that was talking to me there at the end said he usually catches bass there, so it's not like I haven't caught bass there before, it's just I don't catch them every time. I'll have a link in the description of this video for another video where I was fishing there and I caught some bass and a greater variety of fish, not just green sunfish and bluegill. So this is actually not the end of the video. I went to a tackle shop earlier today, actually looking for a new rod, because in my last video, if you saw that, I broke one of my favorite bait casting rods. So I wanted to replace that. And I went there. I also had a few lures that I wanted, but they ended up not having a rod that I liked, mainly just because they're out of stock of a ton of the rods they sell. But I did buy a few lures that I wanted. So I was kind of just going to do a little, well, it's kind of an unbagging, but without a bag. I'm basically just going to show you the lures I got. So the first thing I got was this Mega Bass Mag Draft swim bait in the 5-inch size. And it's a pretty big swim bait, but it's actually not like too huge. Like, I would definitely be pretty confident throwing this around and pretty confident that I would be able to catch fish on it. So it's just a rigged swim bait. It's got that treble hook in it. And I've kind of been wanting to try out some bigger swim baits. I did get the Optimum Baits line through swim bait in the 4-inch size, and I've caught one fish on that so far. And I think that Mag Draft will hopefully help me catch a bigger fish too. And the next lure I got was a very small lure. It's kind of the opposite of that one. This is the Head-In Teeny Torpedo. It's 1/8 of an ounce. It's a tiny little topwater lure, and I really wanted to try it out. And actually, I've heard that Chattahoochee bass really like topwater, and they're a tiny little species of red-eye bass that I want to catch for the Georgia Black Bass Slam here soon. But it looks like it's gonna rain for the next like 10 days. That'll probably change, but it's good. I don't know. I want to work in a trip up to the upper Chattahoochee River to hopefully catch some of those soon. And the next lure I got, I was not planning to get, but they looked really good. They're the X-Zone Ned Zone. That's what they're called. It's like a little Ned rig lure. and it's just a little worm that's kind of got a fat little tail right there, so that probably gives it some pretty good action, and I bet I could catch some fish on this on a Ned rig. And the last two things I got were some Z-Man Slim Swims. I recently got the Z-Man minnows in the 3-inch size, and I really liked them. I caught a bunch of fish on them, and I still have like the full pack. Like, even though I've caught over 20 fish on them, I've still got all 6 swim baits, and they're like, I've only used 2 of them because they're super durable. But I got them 1 pack in the 2.5-inch in the pearl color, so that looks like it'll be a great little, you know, tiny little finesse swim bait. And then I also got some 3-inch in whatever this is called, Opening Night. So that's another good looking color and good looking bait. So anyway, that is all I have for you guys today. If you do want to try out Trout Magnet and you haven't tried them out yet, I'd highly recommend them. And I'll put a link to them in the description of this video. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. But I'll catch y'all on that next video. Thanks for watching.